7 Days to Die has its fair share of overhaul mods and modlets, but in this video I want to give you guys some tips on one of the more recent and extremely fun overhaul mods called Rebirth. I want to cover a few bits of information and some tips for those of you who haven't tried the mod yet.
Hey, you there. Wake the hell
When
up.
you load
We
into
can't
the
do
game
this
for the
alone.
first time, you're going to have a fight on your hands. You'll be facing a horde of zombies, but you will be assisted by all your favorite traders. You'll be equipped with a bone knife, a pipe pistol, and some 9mm to help you with this fight. It's a fairly easy fight, and once you've finished off the final zombie, you can start looting all the zombie corpses and possibly a few loot bags that may have dropped. Yep, that's right, you can loot every corpse in Rebirth. You'll be mostly getting rotting flesh and clothes off of each zombie, but sometimes you'll find cash and ammo and some other goodies. Now be careful, because in Rebirth, when you become encumbered, just like in Undead Legacy, you will move very slowly and eventually you won't be able to move at all. So when you're starting out, just scrap all the clothes for leather and cloth, then craft the cloth into regular bandages because you're probably going to need them. After you finish looting, then you'll have to craft a few things. The first is your teleport to backpack item, which is pretty self-explanatory. You use it to teleport back to your backpack. Next, you'll have to collect some plant fibers, sticks, and small stones to craft 2 ropes and finally a stone axe. At this
Good
point,
job.
Briston, the
Now
genetics
move on
trainer,
to
will
the
appear. Talk to him and he will give you the genetics starter pack. Now, you'll be able to level each of these genetics categories just by performing day-to-day actions within the game, but each one gives you certain perks. In Rebirth, you no longer have skill points to spend in the traditional form. You will be leveling your core genetics, and based on their level, you can buy upgrades for their perks from Briston. Now, if you want to be able to recruit NPCs to assist you early on, then I recommend going with Charisma, as it will give you access to the Charismatic Nature perk, which determines how many NPCs you can recruit. Like I said though, you'll be able to level each of these just by playing the game regardless. Now, Strength, you level by dealing melee damage, digging, mining, chopping trees, and breaking doors. Dexterity, you level by jumping, running, attacking, aiming, and reloading. Constitution, you level by getting hit and using first aid and drugs. Intelligence, you level by reading schematics, salvaging, and looting. Charisma, you level by completing quests. With that said, Strength increases your damage done with melee weapons. Dexterity increases max stamina as well as walk and run speed. Constitution increases your max health, mobility, and your carrying capacity. Intelligence increases your damage with tools and XP gained from electric traps. And finally, Charisma also increases your bartering abilities. Once you open your starter pack, you'll be given an injection to boost your genetics XP, a pair of glasses, and a class reference book. Use the injection and make sure to hold on to that injector, as you will be needing it in the future. Now, before you put your glasses on, make sure to click on recipes and assign a perk to them first. Pick the perk that best fits what you want to have access to early on. In this case, if you pick Charisma, in order to be able to recruit NPCs early on, then I recommend crafting the Charismatic Nature glasses. This will give you +1 into Charismatic Nature and the ability to recruit the first NPC you come across, assuming you have enough cash on you. Now you can click on the class reference book, select recipes, and craft the training instructions for the class you want to play. There are 10 classes to choose from. Each have their own unique playstyle and specialize in specific offensive elements. You can check each class tree and info within the Skills tab to get a better idea of which one might be more your speed and preference, and then craft the instructions for that one. For instance, the Hunter class specializes in spears, bows, and long-range rifles, while also having multiple aura perks. The Thug class uses clubs and shotguns. The Butcher, swords and assault rifles. The Soldier uses axes, lever-action rifles, and machine guns. Techno Geek, batons, revolvers, and deployable turrets. The Madman, knuckles, explosives, and submachine guns. The Builder, hammers, pistols, and electric traps. The Sous Chef, knives, heavy handguns, and robotics. The Witch Doctor, scythes, tactical rifles, and they can mind control zombies as well as summon minions. Finally, the Berserker, who is a melee only class, which means, other than on Blood Moon, you can only use melee weapons. You also have a rage mode you can go into that can boost your offense or defense. That's just a quick snapshot of each class. In my series, I've been playing as the Thug, and Guns Nerds and Steel has been playing as the Witch Doctor. Each of these classes looks fun, and I'm looking forward to being able to have a playthrough with each one of them. Now, if you do pick a class and decide after a while that you don't like it or you want to try something different, then you can purchase a class reset book from Briston, read it, and it'll just reset your class. It will not reset your genetics or any of the perks that you've invested into. All of that will remain the same. Once you receive your class training instructions, read them and you will be given a box of class training supplies which you will need to place down on the ground and open. It will contain your class training gear, which you should not replace until much later because having the full set gives you the aura for your class. It also has a starter weapon for your class, as well as a shovel, pickaxe, and a couple more DNA boosts. Use the DNA boost to craft injections for whatever genetic class you want to dump some extra XP in. Typically, it will be the one you decided to go with right out of the gate, but it's completely up to you. Like I said, you can level these up through normal gameplay, but these boosts are just that, a boost to pump some extra XP into whatever you want to level up the most. Finally, read the class book, and this will officially assign that class to you. Now, once you get to the point where you have access to a forge and a furnace, you can work on crafting 15 molten steel, and by using your class training set, you can craft the aura mod and put it on any piece of gear you choose. This way, you can wear different gear and still have the aura active. Another thing that's awesome about Rebirth is that you have the ability to find repairable cars in the world, as well as fully functional and fully fueled up cars. So make sure to check every car that looks like it might be functional because you never know. At a certain point, you'll get a wrench, and one big tip for new players is if you come across a working crafting station in the world, which in Rebirth is pretty much every crafting station out there, make sure to wrench it down. This will give you a repairable version of that crafting station and can help you craft one for yourself fairly early on with your toolbox. You will also notice that you have Briston in your inventory. Now be careful where you place him down though, because as soon as you do, it will trigger a zombie fight. Now, it will be an easy fight since Briston will be helping you out, but that's not why I'm saying be careful. It's because with the Rebirth trainers, every time you want to move them, you will need to spend some money to pick them up. You may not have the cash on hand this early in the game, and if you put him down, he will essentially be standing there until you can afford to move him. I personally recommend holding onto him and finding a temporary starting base, then placing him down there so that you don't have to worry about moving him anytime soon. Out and about, you will encounter bandits who are hostile and dangerous, as well as friendly NPCs. Depending on your charismatic nature level, you can hire multiple NPCs. The tougher the biome you're in, the more well-equipped the NPC will be. NPCs also have different stats in terms of health, carrying capacity, and armor class. However, you will eventually have enough cash to be able to shop around more freely, so early on it's tough to be a little picky. In Rebirth, you will be able to loot and pick up just about everything that you see. So if you find yourself a nice storage container while looting a POI, pick that puppy up and take it with you to your base. These will make for great early storage containers for the incredible price of free 99. The final thing I want to touch on is leveling your class and your class weapons. It's simple. Use your class weapon to kill zombies. And when you level your weapon, the XP gain switches to your class and so on. You're welcome to use other weapons, but I recommend using your class weapons because as you level them, the better damage you'll do. That pretty much covers it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will probably be doing more tips in the future as I continue to play and learn Rebirth. If you want to see more videos and get more info on this mod, please visit Furious Ramsey's YouTube page, as he is the creator of the mod and is updating it daily. He also has a lot of great videos explaining further elements of Rebirth that are extremely helpful for understanding the mod and enjoying it further. Thank you all for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Goodbye.